Welcome everybody to our Hype Discovery series. So this is actually the last webinar of this series, and this time with the topic on how to elevate your innovation journey by smarter decision making and the tracking of valuable outcomes. So maybe just to clarify some questions right from the beginning. So this session will be recorded and all slides will be shared with you afterwards. And in case you do have any questions, please just post them in the chat and we will have a dedicated Q&A session at the end where we will clarify all of them. Yeah, who are you dealing with in this session today? So my name is Jennifer and I am the responsible product manager for our strategic add-ons. So everything at Hype that is related to trend and technology management and also topic clustering. And I am here today with my colleague Mats, who is working as a solution consultant at Hype and will complement me with a demo at the end. Today, we will present two different use cases that complement our ideation product in the front, but also in the back end of the process. But before that, and also since I can at least see some not familiar faces, I would like to give you a quick overview on what we are doing at Hype in general. So for over 2 decades now, Hype has stood as a leader in innovation management solutions. We now have a dedicated team of over 200 passionate professionals with a presence in 10 different offices worldwide with a particular focus on Europe and North America, as you can see. We presently support over 500 active customers through our software, but also our consulting services spread across the globe. And we have also a growing networking community of 900 individual users who contribute with either regular feedback but also engagement to the creation of our solutions, for example, over our Insights channel. We are also very proud that 92 of our customers express satisfaction with our services, which proves their continued loyalty through renewed contracts year after year. But what makes us so successful? So what is our recipe for success? We have put these on 3 different pillars. So obviously the first pillar is about our software, right? So we have created a smart software suite of different products that help corporates excel in all parts of innovation. Next to the software, we have a team of experienced consultants that support you in things that go beyond the software, like strategy, communication, or even culture. The last pillar is, as already mentioned, our customer community. So we, at the end, would like to connect and collaborate with our customers. And therefore, we have different events over the year, like we, for example, had this month already with our Innovate. We further host these webinars, but we also have networking events because at the end, we want you to connect and share experiences and also success stories to build a strong network of innovation leaders. The combination of all of these leads us to unlock limitless potentials. So you can see a few success stories from selected customers here, where we enabled them with our solutions to innovate across borders and across the globe and to really create measurable results within a short period of time. Having said that, I would like to jump into today's topic, and I will start where most companies start with their innovation journey, and this is the ideation process. So the ideation phase forms the middle part of this innovation process and is the most established one where we have a lot of literature and best practices on. But even the best ideation program will come up with one essential question, and this is, where should we innovate? So where are, for example, opportunities or risks for our organization that we should better react on in the near future? And this is exactly where foresighting or trend and technology management plays a significant role. So by either analyzing external signals, organizations can recognize market changes or also technological enhancements early, and they can react on them to minimize risks, for example. This also supports strategic decision-making by, for example, identifying new market potentials and business opportunities on a regular basis to maintain a competitive edge. And also this fast adoption on market trends improves the agility and speed of the company, becoming early adopters in their industry. Yeah, we at Hype, we are specialized in this field. We are offering a tool set on this trend and technology management part. And we divide this into 3 different areas. So the first one is the collection of signals. Then we have the subsequent evaluation of those and the showcasing of identified trends and technologies at the end. I will quickly jump into each of them. So for the first one, for the collection, one way to collect trends and hype is by using our Trend1 API. So this will give you access to a database of over 40,000 cross-industry trends that are updated on a daily basis. Next to that, we offer our web clipper. And the web clipper is a browser plugin that can be used on every website to effortlessly capture and transfer the content to the hype system. And in general, to further streamline this whole scouting process, so where different parts or different people are involved, you can, for example, set up innovation portfolios with your colleagues or within your team to collect all signals from the different streams in one central place. The second part here is the evaluation. So according to your needs, at the end, you can either use a lightweight approach or go for an extensive expert evaluation by involving people from different departments. For the latter one, we offer a very powerful evaluation tool that allows you to flexibly set up evaluation forms and request the perspective of different users. During this evaluation phase, you can easily track the progress in the tool and send reminders if needed to individual experts. So the last part is the showcasing. So once you have the results, they obviously should not end up in a drawer. By publishing these results in a radar, you can create the single source of truth on your innovation strategy. So these visualizations ensure that results are transparently shared with the community and directly transferred to the innovation process. Our radars are designed in a way that you can flexibly configure them. So you can use up to 5 different dimensions that allow you to display your data from the right angle. Soon, we also want to provide some more guidance in the system, for example, by recommending next steps on certain trends that you have identified. Yeah, before we jump on a demo, I would like to quickly introduce our second add-on here, which will be projects. So now that we have a process that ensures the creation of ideas that are aligned with market trends and technologies, we really want to ensure that these will help our organization to accelerate their business. So they need to be turned into measurable results. Innovators are therefore often confronted with the question on how to track the outcomes of their innovation program. In combination with our ideation product, we therefore offer our projects module. So this is a transparent and also flexible concept tool to manage the innovation portfolio and track the progress. Projects is based on a powerful workflow engine, allowing our customers to customize workflows according to their needs. And as we are aware of the fact that each and every department follows their own process, you can also create multiple processes and select the phase gate process that works best for your specific project and need. And as well, we all know that usually projects, they don't run smoothly and they don't follow a linear process. So therefore, at each gate, it can be decided whether you want to move a project forward or you want to send it back to the team to do some rework, or maybe you want to terminate it completely. The second big pillar here in projects is the collaboration part. So we recently implemented a multi-thread discussion feature that allows the project team to discuss different topics by opening up new threads. Also within each project, you can create individual tasks. These tasks can then be assigned to one or also multiple team members to manage responsibilities and track ongoing activities within the tool. Also for each gate, you can assign a different gatekeeper that will check the progress and health status of your project after each phase. The last advantage I would like to mention here is the portfolio management. So with projects, we don't want to compete with any of the big project management tools. So this is not our goal. But our goal is to transparently track the outcomes and create an overview on all the ongoing innovation projects and how they relate to your innovation program. So you can adjust the openness of this module according to your needs by setting visibility rights. So by this, you can find the right balance between an open collaboration. So is this a project you would like to your community to see and to collaborate on, or is this containing sensitive information? Portfolio managers will always oversee the whole landscape, and therefore they need a powerful and comprehensive management tool that is also offered in our platform. And last but not least, projects works in harmony with Power BI. So there you can create your customizable reports that then drive informed decision-making and track the project's progress. Yeah, this is at the end, or this at the end forms our Hype Innovate product that is based on our ideation software. So here in the middle, complemented with a foresighting solution in the front end and a concept process in the back end. So we at Hype offer, therefore, an end-to-end solution with everything that you need to excel in innovation on one single platform. And this approach actually enables us to break, for example, silos in your company. You can get the right stakeholders on the platform and therefore ensure that information is shared. And the big goal for every innovation program here is the creation of valuable outcomes, right? So by valuable, we mean results that create business outcomes by optimizing, for example, internal processes or establishing new business models. And we ensure this by offering the Hype Innovate product that goes beyond typical idea generation here. To show you how one of these end-to-end processes would look like, we will now jump into a demo, and therefore I quickly need to switch screens. Okay, perfect. So this page is probably familiar with all of you, and once you add the Hype system, otherwise it's not, you can just click here on Explore and you will see everything that is in your Hype system. And here at the top, you will always find everything that is related to strategy management. So next to the two tools that we offer, so our innovation portfolios and the radars, we have three different object types or objects that you can use to scout for signals or to collect signals in the system. Insights, they can be used for basically everything. So it could be a nice article that you have read in the morning and you would like to share with your colleagues, but it could also be a confidential patent that you would like to upload in a database and only share with a restricted group of people. Trends are more like a general direction in which something is moving. For example, the change in patterns or behaviors, which is often related to social, economical, or also cultural changes. And the last one, technologies, are more like the application of scientific knowledge by creating new processes, new systems, new machines or functionalities that at the end enhance our daily lives. And these technologies often arise from a trend. I will quickly jump as an example in the Trends Explorer here. So as I already mentioned before, we have this Trend One API. This means that, so Trend One is a German company and they are specialized in trend management. So they have dedicated scouts across the globe that scout for relevant trends and signals every day. So this is a database that will be updated on a daily basis, and you will always find these typical Trend One structure here. So Trend One always works with a mega trend at the top. So this is like a long-term vision of important topics. Then they have the macro trend level, which is more like, say, like the normal trend layer. And then we have micro trends, which are more like examples on a certain macro trend in like real industry examples, for example, startups that are working on a certain trend. If we open one of these trends, we usually end up in the overview page, and here you can see relevant information on the trend. You can also, so this is content from Trend One, but you can also further add, for example, customizable fields. So in this example, for example, a trend manager could do a rough evaluation of a trend on its own to categorize the trends and do a little pre-evaluation here. And this will then also be shared with the whole community. He can also let the community contribute on a trend by setting up these community votings. So here, each and every user can, for example, vote to show how the impact or the relevance of the trend is evaluated from their perspective. At the end, you will always have an overview of similar trends. So for every trend, we have an AI that will calculate or look for similar trends within the system. So this will give you a good overview on how trends are connected. Next to that, you can also connect trends with everything else that is in the Hype system. So if you're already using ideation, you can, for example, create campaigns and channels based on trends and connect them here. You can also connect further submissions or ideas that were created on a trend, or you can collect these trends with your team in an innovation portfolio to share results and further evaluate ongoing activities. You can also ask your Scout, for example, to connect an insight. So this would mean by an identified trend, once someone reads an interesting article or stumbles across something that is related to the trend, he can also further add it here to the trend. I will not go that deep into technologies because they are actually structured the same way or work the same way as trends do. But the only difference that we have here is the technology readiness level. And this technology readiness level is a measure of the maturity of a technology. So here you can see how mature a technology is. So is it something that is just like a theoretical concept, or is it something that has already been deployed on the market and is ready to use? So next to these, for example, trends that we get from Trend 1, you can also always scout signals on your own. And this can be easily done with our web clipper functionality. So as I already explained, we have this browser plugin that can be downloaded, for example, here in this case from the Google Web Store, and is totally free and easy to install. And you can then, for example, once you read an article in this example about AI-powered medicine, you already see this icon over here. So you can, with one click, open the web clipper that is connected to your Hype system, and it will automatically capture everything that is written on the site, so the title and the description. And you can easily transfer it to the Hype system by clicking on clip, and then you only have to decide whether you want to submit it as an insight, a trend, or also a technology. And I will show you the innovation portfolios in a second, but these are basically containers, so topic-related containers where you can collect basically everything, but also signals. So here, to streamline the scouting process, you can also directly select an innovation portfolio, and this object will then be directly added to this collection. So once we click here, we can see that this insight was created and that we already have one connection to this innovation portfolio. Okay, so this was actually the first part, so the collection. But once you have collected all your signals, in the next step, you should start to analyze them. And here, like in this example for trends, we have this trend analysis button. Here you can create as many trend analysis as you want. So you can do some for example, for 2024 and 2023, or you can also do topic-related trend analysis. You can also see the progress here, and I will show you one example by taking this open session. So this evaluation sessions and Hype in general are quite a powerful tool that enable you to basically create any evaluation that you want. So after selecting your objects, you can create an evaluation form. And as you can see here, you can basically create any kind of field that you want. So also if you have already an established process, for example, in your company, you can like recreate your evaluation forms here and transfer the process to the Hype system. You can also select your evaluation team. So you can invite users from different departments. So usually you use experts that have like a different perspective on a certain trend to really see like the big picture for your company. And then once you have requested the evaluation, you can always, like as an evaluation organizer, can track the progress here. So you can see we only have one person that has already completed the evaluation. And if we want, we can send reminders to all the other ones to ask them to complete their evaluation soon. On the results tab, so after everyone is finished, but also during the process, you can already see the results. So we can either use a bubble chart here, or which is the better visualization for trends, is the radar visualization. So as you can see, we here have different dimensions that allows us to see our evaluations from different angles and to quickly analyze which trends are the most important for us. But this is just a visualization that is visible for your evaluation team, so everyone that was part of the evaluation process. But as I already explained, like the key value here is, or the goal is to really share these results, because at the end, now here that let's say the main task of the trend manager is done, so he will keep track on a certain trend, but in the next step there will be an innovation manager, also campaign manager, that will then pick up the important trend topics and, for example, create campaigns to generate ideas on a topic. And to share these evaluation results with the community, you can create these public radars. So as you can see, you can create as many radars as you want, and the underlying basis for each of those radars will again be one of the evaluation sessions you already created. And you can see you can create trends on radars on trends, on technologies, but also on insights, and soon also on startups. In this example, we will now have a look on this artificial intelligence radar. So as you can see, this radar is structured by industry clusters and for the sectors, and here for the distance, we have a watch, think, act mapping. So this watch, think, act mapping is actually something that Trend 1 often uses. So this is actually or takes into account the relevance of a trend as well as the time to market, and then gives an indication if a trend is, let's say, important in the near future. So you should better act on it now. A trend you should think about in the shorter term or the medium term, and something that maybe is not important right now, but that you should better keep an eye on as well. So we have a default view here, but we also allow our users to actually play around with the radar, so they can have a look on the different data points and trends from different angles. And you can, for example, also show links to see how different trends in one radar are connected. So in this example here, we can see that generative AI actually is something that will become quite important for us quite soon. So we have it here in the ACT section. We can also see on the sides that the relevance is very high, and also we have a very high potential market value. And the best way to keep track on these trends, so to further also act on them, is by creating an innovation portfolio. And I already mentioned them a couple of times today, and this is actually what they look like. So you can imagine these innovation portfolios as a tool that collects everything that is related to a certain topic. So here we have the topic of generative AI, which belongs to another portfolio about artificial intelligence. And we can also further split that down in, for example, Gen AI applications to create new business models, or, for example, for workflow and process automation. As you can see, there are not that many objects or it's not that many information inside yet. So we, for example, have the trend that we have just evaluated, and we also can see that there is already an insight. So one way to use this tool is then to ask, for example, your scouts to further keep track on this trend and to add, for example, further insights here. The other idea is, or the other way you can use this is, for example, to let your community also create new insights or also ask them to directly submit an idea in the context of this innovation portfolio. This is not just a tool to visualize the data. You can also do further evaluations here. So imagine, for example, you would like to work together with a startup on a certain Gen AI use case. So maybe you're wondering which of these organizations that we have added here is the most suitable one to do a POC with. You can then also, similar to what I have shown you for the trends, create an evaluation session and also publish it on a radar within the context of this specific innovation portfolio. So you can then also add new organizations as they come in. Or this is just one example. You could also, for example, do an evaluation on ideas here, or maybe also on further trends. And now this is a nice tool to track everything that is going on in the platform about Gen AI in general. But we also have to make sure that there is something going on. And this is where we start to connect campaigns. So we are launching campaigns on the topic so that we have identified during the trend management process to ensure that that we create ideas and measurable outcomes at the end. So, and since this is not part of today's webinar, and I think most of you are already familiar with Hype ideation, I will quickly jump over that and also at the same time hand over to my colleague Mats, who will then explain how this will be then taken into account into our projects module.
Perfect. So let me quickly share my screen as well. So what we'll look into now is our Hype projects module, which is basically the back end of our innovation activities. So first comes the strategy, then like Jenny showed earlier, the ideation part, which most of you are probably familiar with. And now we want to basically enhance the ideas to get them into a level or to a level where they can be handed over to R&D or to project teams to really implement them in the company. If we go into our project part here, the first thing we would see is a good overview about what kind of project are we currently working on. So what's happening within our organization. We can also filter these down, for example, by fields. So as a manager, you might want to look at your pipeline and see which are the most promising projects. So you could filter it down by this. Or like Jenny mentioned, we also have the possibility to create different processes. So you could also take a look at each of these and even filter them down by each of the gates or stages to see what kind of projects we have in there already. You also have the option to filter down for your own projects. So either if you're in charge, if you're a project leader or team member, or only the ones that you have created, or you might want to get an overview about all the projects, then you can just view them as a whole. And now in our Gen AI use case, we want to look at the project. The first thing we can see is the process which is underlying on top. These one can be totally adjusted. All the fields that need to be filled out can be adjusted as well. And you can also link different processes to each other. So you could, for example, set up a main process like a concept scoping and then link some more tracking focused processes behind it. So when the project moves over into R&D, for example, that the R&D people can then track back all the information and financial data into the project module from Hype. We also have a good overview about a little summary. We can see who's the project team, who is in lead of this project here. And we also have the connection back to the ideation part, for example, or even to organizations. So where does this project come from? What's the underlying idea? And what's the background of the project itself? Then the first thing we can talk about as well is our discussion threads. Jenny mentioned them on the slides. So whether you want to talk to your team or have, for example, financial estimations to do, you can discuss them and talk about them directly in the system and have all information at one place. These can also be adjusted on the user group, so you could either do a discussion with the whole team or even set up these threads for just parts of the team. For example, for the financial estimations, there's only a few people that are interested in these and will set up the financial estimations. So you want to maybe create threads for just a few people in the team. Now looking at how you would work on these projects. So in each of the phases, you can set up different activity pages, and each of these activity pages basically contains then all of the tasks that needs to be fulfilled. You also have the option to decide whether it's a confidential project or if you want to share it with the whole community in the system. And you can also assign these different tasks to different team members. Could be one, could be multiple ones. You can also use filters if there's a bigger or unknown project team. This will then, again, hand over the responsibilities. Everyone will get notifications, and you can also get back to the team lead when you're finished with your tasks. So there will, again, be automatic notifications. So the team lead at all point knows where the project is, what kind of processes or steps need to be fulfilled in order to get to the next gate. We also have a history, which then allows us to look what's happened in the past. So what kind of steps have already been fulfilled, what kind of information was filled out, for example, here in the concept scoping. So we might want to see the details in here and take all of the information, for example, from this business model canvas into account in the next evaluation stage or in the another process even. At some point, the project might usually do a connection to the project management tool, for example, the Jira or whatever it might be, to then again track back information from the R&D team to inform and get visibility on the projects for everyone in the community. Then getting back to the overview, we also have a managing overview. So the first one you saw is more of a community aspect, and this one is a better overview for the managing part. In here, you can adjust what kind of columns you want to see. It might differ between the different concepts, what kind of information you want to see. It could be financial information. It could be, for example, a SWOT analysis. And then again, you can use a lot of filters to drill down the number of the projects that are really relevant for you or even for your upper management then. And you can also export these views again to share the information about the project with the whole team. We'll not go into detail on the different processy adjustments, but we'll just take a look at one of these processes to just quickly visualize how easy it is to adjust these processes and all the tasks that are stored in there. So maybe let me just quickly start here. So basically what you can do is add as many phases to a process as you want. You can also quickly change around the order. So you might want to do evaluation sessions that coming before the concept scoping or just later on in the process, notice that there is something missing and add another step in here. In each of these phases, you then have the option to create these activity pages. And in here, you can basically simply drag and drop fields in the form as you need it. You can name them. You can explain to the project team what these information request is about. And you can also share these fields to not always need to set up the same fields again. But if you're setting up, for example, 3 or 4 processes and always need an estimated revenue, you can just set the field up once, share it across the processes, and everyone can use the existing fields. What's also available in here is our project dashboard. So you could also, for example, add financial numbers to the summary of the project to directly share the most important information with everyone looking at the project itself. And then you also have the option to create different gate tasks. So either the gate decision is only done by the gatekeeper with a decision and an explanation, or you could even hand over some tasks, for example, total investment needed, the return, and also a likelihood. But these can, again, also be adjusted, and also you can decide whether it be a mandatory field or it's just an optional field for the gatekeeper to fill out. Then the last part would be to get a good overview about, again, the whole process and timeline. of my projects. And for this, we could leverage, for example, our project Power BI or Tableau integrations to create these or other reports where you can basically then drill down for team leads or for the revenue. You get a good overview about what the ecosystem return is, and then again link it back to even the strategy part. So where did we analyze? What kind of trends did we analyze? What kind of campaigns did we run out of this? And what in the end did we have as the idea output later in the project phase? That would be the whole part about the projects and a high-level overview. Just to make a quick recap, so what you saw today is how you can, on the one hand side, bring different signals into the system, how to cluster them in different topic clusters or innovation portfolios, how to analyze them, then based on these, make decisions to run campaigns or channels, collect ideas and inputs, and then try to get some value out of them through the project module.
This would actually be it from our part. So in case you do have any questions afterwards, or you would like to see something in more detail, please just contact us directly or your account manager or project manager, and then they will forward the question to either us or they will answer them directly.